thought before. This or something better. I got dreams that could be so much more. Something I might never see, something right in front of me, something that could be just what I need. There are better things. There are better things. There are better things. I tell you, there are better things. Yeah, I like that one.
Hello and welcome to the Unity Center of New York City's live stream service. I'm Justin Epstein, the senior minister and author of the top-selling book, Super You. Whether you're locally here in New York City or from another city, state, or country, we're glad you are joining us for our live stream service. Thank you, Carla Keyes, for that great opening music. And now we're going to invite you to join us in getting started with some singing. So let's do a sing-along with JD Martin and Jan Garrett, Spirit Loves to Dance.
Hi, Jan and I are so glad to welcome you to our home in Colorado.
Yeah, and we've got a song for you that you can sing along on. Really easy, you guys. It's called Spirit Loves to Dance. And I'm going to say it, and you all say it back. It goes like this. Eyes shine.
Eyes shine.
Feet dance.
Feet dance.
Hearts sing.
Hearts sing.
When given a chance.
When given a chance.
Spirit loves to dance. Where's the band? Bring the band. There's the band. All right, you guys. So I know that we can't hear you, but we can feel you. So sing with us. Go like this. Here we go. Eyes shine, feet dance, hearts sing, when given a chance, Here we go. Spirit loves to dance, Spirit loves to dance, Spirit loves to dance, Spirit loves to dance. Let's do it again. Spirit loves to dance, Spirit loves to dance. Spirit loves to dance. Spirit loves to dance. Eyes shine, feet dance, hearts sing, when given a chance, Spirit loves to dance. That's right. Spirit loves to dance. Spirit loves to dance. Spirit loves to dance. One more time, go. Spirit loves to dance. Yeah. Spirit loves to dance. Spirit loves to dance. Spirit loves to dance. Eyes shine, feet dance, hearts sing, when given a chance, Spirit loves to dance, Spirit loves to dance, that's right, Spirit loves to dance, Spirit loves to dance, one more time, Spirit loves to dance, Spirit loves to dance, yeah, Spirit loves to dance, Spirit loves to dance. Yeah.
Spirit loves to dance. How do we know that? Because people love to dance, and they're expressions of spirit, right? That was a beautiful song. Thank you, JD Martin and Jan Garrett, for being with us today. A few community highlights for you. This is, we've begun broadcasting here from the Unity Center of New York City on 58th and 7th Avenue. We don't have people here yet, and it's not time for that, but we'll let you know when that time comes. We do miss you, And eventually, we'll be back together, those of you who are locally. But in the meantime, keep enjoying us here online. By the way, if you'd like to be notified about events that are coming up and when it is time to come back, when you can come back, and you haven't signed up for our newsletter, go to unitycenternyc.com, and there you can sign up for our weekly newsletter. Just put in your email, and then you'll receive in your inbox every week a newsletter that will let you know what's going on, what's coming up, and all kinds of fun stuff. So just go to unitycenternyc.com. If you would please like us on Facebook, not because we're desperately needy to be liked, but I understand when you like us on Facebook, we can bring this encouraging, inspiring message to more people. And when you like us on Facebook, you receive notices about our weekly events, such as I do 2 mindful moments on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Right now I'm doing chapter 1 in the spiritual classic, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And on Wednesday, I do a guided meditation. So we'll let you know, we'll give you notice for that. And you'll also receive a notice about when we go live on Sundays. And that all happens when you like us on Facebook. Magically, somehow it happens. You can see how technologically advanced I am on that. A lot of you are watching us on YouTube also. If you subscribe, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, then you will have access to a whole library of inspirational videos, a whole collection of videos that we've done for you that you can watch anytime, anywhere. And all you got to do is hit that subscribe button, and suddenly you have access. We're doing that throughout this COVID time so that you can rewatch the live streams that we do on Sunday. You can rewatch or watch for the first time all of our weekly lives just by subscribing. In 1985, I remember looking into a mirror and the spark was gone. I began a journey to get that joy back. And in the process, I discovered that that spark was in the most unlikely place within myself. And for the last 25 plus years, I've been on a journey to rediscover and to express that inner joy, that inner spark. And it has transformed my life. And it has had an impact on other people's lives. And so week after week, we love to help encourage and support you in discovering and expressing that divine spark at the center of your being. So thanks for watching and being part of this journey of discovery and of spiritual awakening. Because as you and I awaken more fully, it impacts other people as well. I'd like to take a moment now for our prosperity celebration. Our prosperity celebration, we call it a celebration because it is a celebration. It's a moment in time where we acknowledge God's activity in our life, where we acknowledge the good that is in our life. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Sure, there's a lot of challenges and so on, but there's also a lot of good. I remember one thing that Ruth Bader Ginsburg said when she was challenged with cancer a couple of times. She said, "It's helped me appreciate the joy of being alive." There's a lot of good in our life, and that's what a celebration is all about. It's acknowledging the good. And we celebrate the spiritual principle that gives us the control to awaken greater abundance in our life through the law of giving. Jesus the Christ taught that as you give, you receive. The mystical principle is that in our very giving, we're allowing a greater flow of spirit into our life, just in the very giving. In the very giving, we're receiving a greater flow. And we know you have many places that you probably already give or are considering giving to. And we appreciate your support of what we do. We appreciate your support to help us bring a greater spiritual awakening to people, because we believe that it's only through the transformation of individuals that we're going to see a greater transformation in the world around us. Laws aren't going to do it alone. It takes change within the individual. So thank you for helping us make a difference for more people. So with this understanding of the spiritual law, let us bless our gifts today and our donations. Join us in knowing divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Together, divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. And so it is. Amen. In a moment, Carla Keyes are going to lead us in a pre-meditation song. Now, usually we have a kind of a slow, soft, repetitive song that we do for a reason. We do that because we want to go from what can often be a frenetic pace in life, being very outer-oriented. We want to begin to focus our mind on spiritual ideas and begin to turn within. And so that's why we take a song and we sing it over and over to focus the mind, and then you feel more inclined to go within, where you can experience inner communion with the Spirit that is within you. And so let's now prepare for meditation with this song, I Stand Ready.
Steady, I stand steady, with God as my strength. Through times of trouble, I stand steady, I stand steady, with God as my strength. Through times of sadness, I stand steady, I stand steady, with God as my strength. Through times of sadness, I stand steady, I stand steady, with God as my strength. Through times of illness, I stand steady, I stand steady, with God as my strength. Through times of illness, I stand steady, I stand steady, with God as my strength. Through times of darkness, I stand steady, I stand steady, with God as my strength. I stand steady, I stand steady, with God as my strength.
All right, let's take a moment now to get still and quiet. I invite you to find a comfortable place to meditate, to get still, to open your heart. And let's take a nice, long, cleansing, deep breath together. Good. Let's take another nice, long, deep, cleansing breath. And just feel the chair beneath you. Feel your feet on the ground. Bringing your attention into the present moment. And one way we bring our attention into the present moment is to relax each muscle of the body. By bringing our awareness to the body, we bring our attention to the present moment. So bring your awareness now to your feet. And just sense your feet for a moment. How often do you take a moment to really be present to your body? Yet this body is working hard for you all the time. Your feet carrying you around. So let your feet relax now. Releasing any unnecessary tension and stress in the feet. Relax and let go. Just send the message. Relax and let go. And feel your feet starting to relax. Do the same for your calves, for your knees, for your thighs. Relax your shoulders, your arms, your forearms and your hands. Relax the muscles in your chest and in your back. This body is your sacred body temple. It's an amazing creation. It's an expression of the universe, an expression of spirit. The scripture says, glorify God in your body. Acknowledge the activity, the life active in your body. Bring your awareness to your neck, relaxing the neck, the front, the back, the sides. Become aware of your jaw, relaxing the jaw and the face, your eyes, your nose, your lips, your tongue, your ears. All these things we take for granted. Your forehead. Let your brain relax. Scanning your body from the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet. Notice any place that still feels a little tense, a little tight. Gently tense and release that part of your body. Let go. Think to yourself, I let go. I let go. And now that our body is relaxed, we turn our attention more inward. We turn our attention to that place within us where God, where the universe, where the infinite is expressing in and as us, in and as you. You are the very activity of universal consciousness, of spirit, of God. And that presence is expressing uniquely as you. Yes, your essence is one like everyone else's. We're all expressions of God, but you're a unique expression. This infinite presence is expressing uniquely as you. And as the great choreographer, dancer, teacher, Martha Graham said, only you can give expression to this energy, to this life. And if you don't, then it will be lost. Right now, you are an instrument, a vehicle, to allow that spirit, the unique spirit that is you. It is you and your higher self expressing right now. And so let's just go into the stillness and the quiet and listen and wait. Wait in the quiet, wait in the stillness to feel that presence in the quiet now. I am God being me. I am God, whatever name you want to call that presence. I am the creator. I am spirit. I am love being me. Just take in that idea. Realize the significance, the worth, the value of what that means. I am God being me. And let us know that truth for all people everywhere. Let us know that truth for our friends and family and loved ones. Looking beyond their humanness, looking beyond appearances, judge not by appearances, he said. Judge righteous judgment. Righteous judgment is you are a living expression of God. You are God being you. Knowing that for your loved ones, you are God living itself as you. That means that they have whatever they need, when they need it. And now we include every person on the planet, regardless of gender, race, anything at all, country, language, doesn't matter. Each one is God being God as them, by whatever the name that they might refer to that presence. Doesn't matter. It's still true. It's always true. And this is our prayer. This is our knowing. And because we join together in knowing this, we trust that there is a gradual awakening within every heart and soul worldwide. regardless of what it may look like in the outer. A spiritual awakening is happening, one person at a time. And right now we are contributing to that global spiritual enlightenment taking place. And we are grateful for that. And let us bring our awareness now back to our bodies, back to the room where we are. And just know that this moment of stillness, something has been released within you. Something has emerged. More of you has come forth in expression. And now that new consciousness will unfold through you in some way. Through your mind, through your heart, through your body, and through your life. And so it is. Amen.
This is what I know. Please sing with us. There's a big Amen chorus at the end. You'll get it. This is what I know. We are all connected. The universe reflected in each shining part. Everywhere I go, I recognize the faces, all of my relations in this one heart. And all I need is already looking through these eyes, nearer than my breathing, closer than hands and feet. We are dreaming together all the gifts of heaven and earth, and so I receive all I can be. Now I let it go. Such appreciation, sheer exhilaration. Now I set it free. So it is, so be it. When I sing it, I can see it. I welcome us in, and now we begin. Amen. Amen, amen. Amen. This is what I know.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg was referred to as a fierce protector of women's rights, minorities, and other important ideals. She has become and became a cultural icon, the notorious RBG. And there's a lot we can learn from RBG, and I want to just share a few insights with you today, how we can learn from her life and apply it to our own lives. RBG believed in herself. Just imagine, she went to Harvard Law School at a time when only 2% were women. She was one of 9 women in her law class. Imagine the belief she must have had within her abilities to do that. In the first year of law school, there was the infamous Dean's Dinner, in which he asked the women how come they were taking a seat in law school away from a man. That's the society in which she lived. And she believed in her dream to become a lawyer. Anyway, and I'd like to ask, what is your dream for yourself? What is it that you really would like to do? You see, it's not only the external influences that can impact us, and in her day, there were thousands of laws that inhibited and restricted women. And a society that believed that women were somehow second-class citizens that didn't deserve the same rights as men. Well, she faced those external things, but she must have also had internal things that threatened to stop her. What are the things that you allow to dampen your self-belief? What are the beliefs that you carry around? What are the external obstacles that you tell yourself why you can't live your dream or live the life that you want to live? RBG is a good example of a person who listened to what she knew inside of herself. And I believe that since every person is an expression of God, we're either listening to that voice inside of us that gives us a dream, that gives us an idea that we get excited about. You know, the word enthusiasm, entheos, in God. When there's something that you're enthusiastic and passionate about, you're listening to the God within your own being. We're either listening to that or we say, oh no, I can't do that. Oh no, not in these times. She could have done that easily. Oh no, who am I to think I can become a lawyer? I'm not smart enough to do that. We're not rich enough to do that. Whatever it might be, but she believed in herself. It's been said that when you believe in yourself, you believe in the wisdom that created you. When you believe in your dreams, your desires, you're believing in the wisdom that put them there in the first place. And that's what she did. She believed in herself. And I encourage you to believe in your dream, to believe in your abilities. If you have the desire to do it, and it's your desire, that's the important difference too. It wasn't her mom's desire for her. It wasn't her dad's desire for her. It was her desire. It wasn't, well, gee, I want to do something radical. I think I'll be a lawyer. No, she really wanted this. And what do you really want? Not what should you want, not looking through a magazine going, whoa, I'd like that, I'd like this, or wanting to be like someone else. No, what do you really, really, really want? And that's critical. A lot of people never ask that question. And I'm saying believe in yourself enough to ask that question and to answer it. And I can hear some people going, well, I'm not really sure. I've asked the question, I don't know. Pick something. Pick something. Move in a direction. And then Spirit can guide you. God can't steer a parked car. She got moving. She believed in herself. And she developed her strengths. She developed her talents and abilities. Now, I'm not a biographer of her, obviously. I can't say that I'm an expert on her. I've watched the CNN documentary, which is an excellent one if you haven't seen it. and I've seen a movie that came out a few years about her, which was excellent. And so just based on what I've seen, we can learn a lot from this lady. She, according to her friends, was kind of a retiring, she was not effusive. She wasn't much of she didn't really care to have small talk. And she was a small Jewish lady. She didn't say, I should be different. She didn't try to be something she wasn't. She didn't try to be the life of a party. Although she did marry Max, who she dearly loved. He was an extrovert. He had a great sense of humor, and she loved that about him. And he loved her. She said that, I think it was for the first semester in school, she never went on a second date. She was a beautiful lady. She said she never went on a second date until she met Max. She said Max, unlike the other men that she had met, valued her intelligence. She fell in love. He believed in her. He believed that she could do what a man could do. She believed that she was equal to any man. It's important that we have people who support us also, who also believe in us. Got to believe in ourselves. We also need people to believe in us. He saw her gifts of being smart, and she used those gifts of her intelligence. She created strategies and used communication skills to help draw out people, to help influence people. She didn't try to do what she couldn't do. She used what she had to her greatest advantage. And I admire that about her. She was interested in developing and being the person that she was, and ultimately needed her own approval. How many people are looking for other people's approval to do what they're here to do? She didn't. She gave herself her own approval. And that's the interesting thing. The more you try to get other people's approval, the less you'll get it. Someone who approves of themselves, feels good about who they are, amazingly, look, she became a cultural icon. She felt good about herself. And she developed the strengths that she had. What are your strengths? Okay, maybe you're not, everything other people are, but you are you. And everyone has strengths that they can develop. And she developed hers and made a difference. When she came on the scene, there were thousands of laws against women. Imagine if she hadn't developed her strengths and abilities. What would the world be like? We'd be 50 years behind. You know the parable of the talents, where the owner of the farm gave his workers each different amounts of money to invest. And the first one took his money, invested it, and multiplied it. The second one did the same. And the third one was afraid to invest his money. He was afraid he would lose it. He was afraid the owner of the farm would get upset with him. Well, when the owner of the farm returned, he praised the first two workers who took the money and invested it. They took a risk. They did something useful. They didn't act out of fear. And he was upset with the one that buried his, hid it, didn't do anything with it. In other words, what are your gifts? What are your talents? There's a lot of people in the world who have gifts and talents that they're not doing anything with. They're not developing. they're not growing. Let's not make that mistake. You have talents, you have abilities. What are yours? Are you doing anything to develop those? RBG was continually learning and growing. She was always growing and learning. Are you? Are you developing yourself? Are you making the most of what God has given you? Well, I'm retired, Justin. I've done all that. I've worked already. Yes, but if you're on the planet, God is not finished with you yet. Continue to grow. Continue to learn. And then be patient and determined. Patient and determined. Yeah, she became a cultural icon. Only in her later years. For years, she worked and she worked and she was determined and she went through challenges and difficulties and adversities. When she got out of law school in 1959, no firm would hire her in New York City. They didn't hire women, they said. We don't hire women. She became a professor at Rutgers of gender and law. It was her adversities that were so challenging to her as a woman that fueled her desire to change the laws, to help women have greater mobility in society. Her adversities fueled her challenge and her passion to make a difference. So she began to teach students about gender discrimination. She said this: a woman is like a tea bag. You can't tell how strong she is until you put her in hot water. She was in a lot of hot water because she was challenging the culture. She took on one of her first cases, was a lady who was in the Air Force and discovered that the men were getting man's allowances, but she didn't. She thought it was a mistake. She went to the administration and said, hey, they're getting man's allowance. I know I'm supposed to get one. And they said, no, you're not. You're a woman. You should be happy that we let you into the Air Force. Well, RBG took that case on and won. But it was about gender discrimination. It wasn't only about women, it was about gender discrimination. She was patient and determined. One lawyer said that she would take cases to build a pattern to help support her goal, which was to end gender discrimination. A case here, a case there, a case here, a case there. He said it was like knitting a sweater. She was very patient. One of her mottos was one step at a time. She said, real change, enduring change, happens one step at a time. She took another case where this lady died in childbirth, and the husband was left to take care of the child. Consequently, he wasn't able to work as much as he wanted to, and he applied to receive Social Security benefits from his wife. And they said, you can't. That's a mother's benefit. They discriminated against him on account of gender. Well, RBG took on that case and won. She was building one case after another over time so that she could shift the tide. We know in quantum physics about critical mass. When a critical mass is reached, then there is a big shift. She helped form and push that critical mass day by day, determination and patience. And she was a hard worker. Her husband would have to come to her job sometimes and say, honey, it's 6:30, it's 7 o'clock. You need to eat dinner. You need to come home and eat dinner. She was determined and patient and passionate about her cause. And that's how it works. That's how it works for most people. They don't become overnight renowned successes usually. They put in the time and the energy. And I'm not saying that that was even important to her. I don't think it was. I think what was important to her was equality. She wanted equal rights for everybody, and she loved to quote the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, and nor shall any state deny to any person the equal protection of the laws, no matter whether gender, race, or other things. We've got to be patient and determined, one step at a time. There were a lot of people who we say, oh, they were an overnight success. No, they weren't. They were putting their foot to the metal every single day because they were focused. They believed in their dream. They believed in themselves. They believed in their strengths and abilities, and they were dedicated to developing those day after day after day after day. And then some of them, overnight, we heard about them, while all the while they were developing those talents and abilities. There's no quick solution. There's no quick way to be successful. You've got to keep on keeping on. Be patient and determined through the adversities. Let the adversities fuel you on. What is it you're trying to do? Build a business? Raise a family? Hone your skills and abilities in some way? Don't give up. If your heart is saying yes, keep on, then keep on. Keep on. Be patient. Keep doing the work. Find joy and satisfaction in what you're doing. Ruth did that. She wasn't looking to be famous. She was looking to make things happen. She was looking to make a difference. And she found joy and passion in what she was doing. Believe in yourself. Believe in your dream. Develop your talents and abilities. Be patient and determined. And love people. Love people. I think this is a message we really need today. To love people, to separate the person from their beliefs, from their opinions, from their behaviors. In traditional Christianity, we've always heard, hate the sin and love the sinner. Well, I'm not a big fan of the whole sinner idea because I believe we're expressions of God who frustrate that potential. But I like the idea to love the person even though you disagree with their opinion. We're in a world today where people will shame other people because of their political beliefs, because of their opinions, because of their behaviors. She didn't do that. When she became part of the Supreme Court in 1993, the 107th Justice and only the second woman, she said she felt like it was important that they cooperate with one another. Even though there were conservatives and liberals, it was important that they be able to work together. And she said, even like one another. And she didn't just talk that. You might have seen the famous picture of her on an elephant with Justice Scalia. Someone commented recently during a funeral, he said, notice she wasn't trying to push him off the elephant. He was a very conservative. He was a man. He was Catholic. He was conservative. She was a Jewish woman, more liberal. And yet they were friends. They traveled together. They went to operas together. They liked each other. She demonstrated it's possible to love people independent of their opinions and their views and perspectives. Jesus said, love your enemy. Love your enemy so that you might be a child of God. What does that mean? It means love so you don't dampen your own light. Love so you don't turn down your own light. Love so that you can release your greater potential. And you know what? We admire her for that. We admire her for that. When she was doing her thing, she sought to find commonalities with people. Her mother taught her two things. She said, first of all, you got to be a lady, which meant don't express your anger because it will turn people off. So she didn't. Instead, she used very strategic arguments, very intelligent arguments. She did her work. She did her preparation. She used her skills. She didn't drive people away with anger. And the other thing her mother said is something like, learn to be independent. Learn to, provide for yourself in a sense. Don't rely on other people. And of course she did that. But she found commonalities with people. She would talk to judges, all men, groups of men, judges and lawyers, and she said that it was like being a kindergarten teacher sometimes. She would appeal to the highest that was within them. She wouldn't just fly off the handle and get angry, you bunch of morons, don't you understand? Oh, women's equal right. What's wrong with you? She didn't do that. She appealed to the highest within them. She said, she showed them, what kind of world do you want your daughters and your granddaughters to live in? She talked in a language that they could understand. They truly believed there wasn't discrimination against women in the 50s and 60s. Men truly believed that. But she met them where they were. And she found commonalities. And she communicated in a way to help appeal to the highest within them. And I believe we need to see more of that in the world today. We need to recognize people are independent of their political views. They're independent of their perspectives and opinions. People are people. I believe that everyone deep down, as Anne Frank said in her diary, deep down, everyone is good at heart. Yeah, a lot of people frustrate it. Some people frustrate it so much that you wonder if it's there, but it's there. And Ruth appealed to that. She loved people. And that was one of the lessons her mom taught her too, is care about people. And she did. She believed in herself, her dream. She made the most of the talents and skills that she had. She was patient and determined. She loved people. And I think the last thing that I'd like to share today that we can learn from her is to believe in your voice. She had a voice, and she expressed it. She believed in her voice. Think about life today had she not believed in her voice. She changed the laws for women. She had a huge impact for women and minorities and in other ways. What if she had not believed that her voice mattered? We wouldn't be having this conversation today. We wouldn't be honoring her today. But I'm sure that she has told many people herself that you have a voice, that your voice matters. Now, who knows? It's unlikely that our voice is going to reach millions of people like her voice did, but it's going to reach people. And it does reach people. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to know my voice matters. That's why we love, I think, that movie, It's a Wonderful Life. I know people who watch it every year, every Christmas. They watch it again. Why? Because it says, let's look at life if you had not been born. And let's look at life because you were born. The kind thing you said or did. The difference your life made on people. Your voice matters. And I just want to remind you of that. Yeah, her voice was a big voice. But every voice matters. All of our voices matter. Some people go, well, I'm not going to vote because my vote doesn't matter. Yes, it does. People can win an election by one vote. Every vote is equal, just like men and women are equal. Every vote matters. Your vote matters. It's a vote. You matter, and what you do matters. We may not see the result. We may not know the result. Maybe after we leave this planet, in our life review, we'll see how the little things made such a big difference. We had a consultant, Phil Cook, come here, work with the Unity Center about a year and a half ago or so. And he told a story that touched me. And he told a story about a husband and wife missionaries who went to Africa and started a ministry there. They worked very hard, year after year, and the ministry never got bigger than a handful of people. 12 people, 20 people, I don't know what it was. It was very small. Year after year, they were working. There was one young man who was part of their congregation, and he would help set up or take down or, hand out song books or whatever. That happens in nonprofits around the world every week, people helping out. And they touched people like him and others. But after a while, they decided to pack it up and go back home to where they came from. Years later, they were interviewing this very successful evangelist. He was the most successful evangelist that country had ever seen in Africa. He was reaching millions of people. He was reaching people throughout Africa and around the world. And they said, where did you get your start? What was your foundation? And he said, let me tell you a story. There was a husband and wife who came to Africa, and they were doing this ministry year after year after year. That's right. They didn't reach a lot of people, but that one person they reached has been reaching millions. Millions. You don't know who you're reaching. You don't know the impact that you're making. Just believe that you are making a difference. Ruth believed that she was making a difference. She said, when she was getting sick and so on with cancer, she had cancer twice, and yet she just kept going and was determined and kept fiercely trying to overcome it and so on. And she was asked by some Democrats, are you going to step down now? Don't you think it's time to step down? And she said, I told them what I've always said. I will do this job as long as I can do it full steam. When I can't, that will be the time I step down. Well, she stepped down. And now it's time for you and me to step up.
Hey everybody, this is Carla.
And this is Keyes. And today's song came about unexpectedly. We were working at home one night when the power went out. There was no lights, no power, no
Internet, no computers,
No, nothing.
nothing that we work with was working.
Yeah, and we were thinking, oh yeah, let's make some music. And then I remembered we had this upcoming song.
And we needed more material for this service.
So we're thinking, okay, well, in the meantime, let's write a song. And then I thought, let's take some inspiration from that, because when we're going through hard times,
When we're in the dark.
we know that things are going to get better, but in the meantime, we're holding on to faith that things will get better.
Absolutely.
And here's the song. In the meantime, while I patiently wait, in between time, my good is on its way, and I know that I can lean on faith. In the meantime,
In the meantime, I dream dream of better things that will be mine, what tomorrow brings, and I know that I can lean on faith in the meantime. I'll find meaning, 'cause my mind is set. I'll keep dreaming, though I'm not there yet.
I've been down, I've come back around. I know I can do it again.
But in the meantime, I will still be here, keeping my mind set on faith, not fear.
And I know that it will all be clear in the meantime.
I'll find meaning, 'cause my mind is set. I'll keep dreaming, though I'm not there yet.
I've been down, I've come back around. I know I can do it again. But in the meantime, I will still be here, keeping my mind set on faith, not fear. And I know that it will all be clear in the meantime. And I know that it will all be clear in the meantime.
I see you going forth and letting your light shine, being the unique expression of God that you are, discovering and expressing more of that power, more of that potential that is within you, feeling a sense of knowing that God is using you. God is expressing as you. You are making a difference simply by being here and being you. I see you going forth and growing and unfolding in an even bigger way all that you're here to do and to be. And so it is. Amen. I want to thank Carla Hill and Jim Keyes for their music today, and also for JD Martin and Jan Garrett. That was their first time with us. Thank you so much, JD and Jan. Also, special thanks to Lucid Studios, Perpetual Wave Productions for all their help with these broadcasts that we're doing, and as well as the remodeling that we've in the process of doing here at the Unity Center. And also thanks to Stephen LeHue for helping to bring in these wonderful musicians, as well as Justin Morley, who helps out with the camera and in other ways, and Debbie Mullinax, our operations manager. Thank you all so much for helping this ministry to let its light shine. I'd like to invite you now to join me for the prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yea, God, amen. And now let's join together and sing the peace song. Peace begins with you and with me. See you next time.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment